Good morning. Well, it's morning with me. My name is Laurie Russo, and I am going to show you how to set up your grade book within ICampus. Personally, I weight my grades, so I'm also going to be showing you how to set up categories and how to work with weighting your grades. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to make this real quick. When you open up Infinite Campus, you land on the announcement page always. So you're going to go ahead and click over on your grade book. Got to wait for it to load for a moment. So I'm actually setting up my summer school classes. You can see that there's no categories. There's nothing over here for me to add grades to. I can't even add well, if I hit add, it says no categories have been created for the grade tasks in this section. So it's going to prompt me to add categories because I weight my grades. If I were to go to my section 1, I've already set up my section 1. You can, if I go add, it says I haven't set up categories for this one too. So I guess oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I waited for you to do that. So we're going to go back to section 2 though, because I had started to set up my section 1. So you're going to click over here where it says settings, and we're going to go down to, it says Gradebook Setup. We're not going to worry about assignment marks yet. We're not going to worry about categories, curriculum list, filter defaults, grade calculation options is where I want to go first. So you're going to click on that grade calculation options. It says this section requires one of the following, so blah, blah, blah. This basically is telling you you are now setting up your grade book. I'm going to hit continue. And it prompts you to ask you how do you want your grades calculated? It defaults to no calculation. You want to change that to the in progress grade. That way, when you're printing reports and whatnot, it will automatically put what the grade is, not the final grade, but the grade that they currently have. Then you choose a grade scale, okay? Grade scale I use is the MVUSD standard. I have other grade scales that I've used in the past. That's why I have more than you may have on your screen, but I'm going to choose MVUSD standard. Now, I weight my grades. If you do not weight your grades, and then this view details, sorry, before I get on to that, it shows you what the MVUSD standard scale is if you want to see that. I weight my grades, so I'm actually going to check this box. If you do total points, do not weight your grades. You're just going to click save. Okay, so I'm going to click that, and I am going to click save. Now you see I have 2 columns now. I can't start putting assignments in yet, though, because I weight my grades. If you don't weight your grades at this point in time, you'd be able to start just clicking the add button and adding your assignments. Because I weight my grades, I have to go down to categories. All right. So categories, it says I have no categories. So now what I have to do, I'm going to click on English 2. Okay. It says no results. So we're going to go, hang on, I got to make this so I can see. There we go. I'm going to click the add button right here, the add button. And it's going to prompt me to ask what do I want to call it? So I have 4 basic categories that I'm using. I'm using reading. Whoops. And you have to, when you weight your categories, it has to add, all of the categories have to add up to 100%. I just do it, you could make it to where the percentages are uneven. So if you wanted to weight homework 70% and tests 30%, you could do that. Because I'm using 4 categories, and the 4 categories are equally weighted, I'm going to make them each 25%. So the weight is 25. I am also going to give this a sequence. What that means is it's what's going to show up, what order it's going to show up in the grade book. You can also exclude things from calculation. I'm going to show you that in just a moment. And then there's also this drop lowest score. So if you, in your test, maybe not homework, but maybe the test category, you want to say, okay, well, whatever the lowest score is, I'm going to drop that from the calculations. You just check that box and the computer automatically does it for you. Once you can actually also decide that you're going to do, there we go, do this for all sections. And if you're doing the same, if you have all of the same classes, or how many ever sections of a single class you have, you can actually just set up your categories from here. You don't have to do it for each separate class. However, that being said, you do have to go in and you have to do the grade calculation options. The step I just showed you previously, you have to do that for each separate class. And you're going to want to do that before you do anything with weighting grades, because it won't let you do the categories without that. So I'm going to hit save. If I make a mistake or I decide to want to delete a category, I can hit delete. But right now I'm going to hit save. Oh, so sorry. Please select a standard or grading task. That's down here. So I want it always to populate to the end of term grade. I know some people do it so it goes progress report and everything else. I don't recommend doing that, because what you have to do is then if you want the grade to be in progress and to keep going, you have to then you have to re-input all those assignments. So I do everything to end term, and that way I only have to input assignments once. Okay, so there's save. So there's reading. I'm going to add another one, same thing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do writing. So obviously this is an English class, weight at 25%. Come on. There we go, 25. I'm going to sequence this too. I'm going to end term. I'm going to save it. So again, it's just adding your category. This one is language. And this will be vocabulary and grammar. 5, 1, and term. I mean, it's pretty basic. It's just you have to be in the right section of the program in order to do this. And my final one is going to be listening and speaking. Usually I break these apart, and I have 5 categories for the school year, but because this is summer school and we're not doing a lot of presentations, just because of the nature of summer school, make that 4. I'm not breaking those 2 apart. So they're going to be considered together. So listening and speaking. Now, I'm going to show you one more thing. All right. I'm going to add one more category. I call this category Other. And what this does is I'm going to leave the weight at 0. I'm going to sequence it as 5. So it'll always be the last tab. But I'm also going to click this Exclude from calculation. So no matter what score I put into the box after I make my assignment, it will not show up as part of the grade. So if you exclude it from grade calculation, you don't even have to worry about it. You can put anything in the grade book. I use this category to keep track of if I have a parent handout that needs to be signed and returned, if I have, for instance, parent conferences for parent conference day, and then in the notes section I put the time. If a parent elects to do a parent conference, it's a really good tool for me to that way I don't have to just go to the intervention tab. I have it in one place, because you have to print up the intervention tab notes for each individual student. I can just print one report, and with the notes on it, it tells me the times. I also use this to give students feedback about their tests. For instance, their MAP test. That's going to be a separate little video, but I want to make sure that you've set up an other category if you're interested in that. I'll put where their level is, I'll put their Lexile score, all of that stuff. That way I know where they're at, and they'll know where they're at, and because they're always asking. You can also do something like if you wanted to have a category that says GATE or honors, you could have a category that says EL, and then you could put, okay, they're an EL1, they're an EL2, they're an EL3, because most of us have multiple levels of EL students within our classroom. So it's a real useful tool. And again, no one but the student's parent, and yourself see this category, whatever you put in the grade book, because I don't post this stuff. So it's unique and individual to the student. All right. So I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to close. My categories are set up. And now you can see, now I have more than one column. I now have also, or more than two columns, I also have a categories column now. Now you'll see other has an asterisk. The asterisk means that no matter what I do for this column, it's going to be excluded from the grade calculations. All right. So you are ready now to add to add an assignment, to add your first assignment. All right. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you are easily able to set up your grade books without any difficulty today. Thank you. Bye-bye.